Hello and welcome to Maitri Group Therapy. My name is Heather Champion and I will be your guide for this journey. I developed the Maitri Group format when I was working in a general outpatient mental health clinic for my clients who either had financial or physical barriers to engaging in a practice, but I felt could really use some of the benefits of a yogic practice. To make it therapeutic, I combine the elements of a hatha yoga class with existential group psychotherapy, where we focus on the present moment experience. This is why after every exercise, I ask you what this experience was like for you to help us look a little bit more into that present moment experience, what the actual experience of doing the exercises was like for you. The group curriculum also focuses on exploring the yamas and the niyamas of yogic philosophy. The yamas and the niyamas are the ethical disciplines and observances of a yoga practice, and they're really similar to the Ten Commandments. And while we can't discuss your experience, I invite you after each of the exercises to take a minute and really think about what the experience was like for you. At the end of each session, I'm going to ask you a series of questions. They're thought-provoking questions that are based both on your experience in trying the exercises and also in looking back over the yogic philosophy, the yamas and the niyamas that I've presented to you, to really think about some of these ideas in a little bit of a bigger way. We're trying to incorporate all of these practices into everyday life. So the questions are how to incorporate not only your practices that you've been doing, but also the yamas and the niyamas into your everyday life. If you'd like to follow along with the workbook, there is a workbook that this comes out of, and this is the workbook. It is available both on Amazon, both in a hard copy and a Kindle version. So now let's get started. In this third session is focused on thinking about Bramachyra and Saucha, or temperance and purity. Doing the blessing of loving kindness, extending the basic breathing technique to help energize the nervous system, a grounding exercise to help break up tension in the neck, and a mantra meditation that focuses on acknowledging everything that draws focus away from meditating using the mantra, "This too shall pass." The worksheet on Bramachyra and Saucha and incorporating these concepts with ahimsa follows, and the exercises, completing them first, will help you look deeper in your own heart and answer the questions truthfully. Brahmacharya is control, moderation, and temperance. By its essence, Brahmacharya is the opposite of addiction and substance use disorder. Like lack of moderation can be observed in other areas of life, like physical exercise. Whenever I'm discussing Brahmacharya, I often like to bring up a personal injury that I suffered a few years ago. I was working on a yogic split, otherwise known as Hanumanasana in yoga, and I was just about that far away from going into the full split. My teacher kept cautioning me to go all the way in. She's like, no, practice some moderation and slow yourself down. Don't go into the full thing just yet because you're not really ready. So one day we came into a really full yoga class, and that was one of the postures in our flow that day. And because she was a little bit too busy to recognize what I was doing, like a little kid, without somebody watching over me, I decided to push myself the rest of the way into the posture. As I pushed myself the rest of the way, that itty bitty little bit that I had left to go onto the floor, I heard a rip. And that was not my pants, it was my labrum in my left hip. And I suffered that torn labrum and the pain that was associated with that for quite some time. So now I will always have pain in my left hip in certain circumstances. And whenever I have that pain, I'm reminded of Brahmacharya and how I did not practice moderation. Moderation is difficult, and typically we don't practice it because because of past pains and anger, but we're only really hurting ourselves, like I did to my labrum. In his book, Meditation from the Mat, Rolf Gates states, Bramachyra is the feeling of freedom that comes when we let an addictive craving go. When we can eat to live, not live to eat. When we can work to live, not live to work. In this sense, Bramachyra is freedom, not allowing anything other than life to control our days. And that freedom comes from moderation. Iyengar ties these concepts to purity or saucha, noting overconsumption in diet is not the yogic way. Thus, restraint and temperance are necessary for purity. Saucha is purity of both body and of mind. This can be interpreted as having a healthy diet, eating more whole foods that lack preservatives. It can also be interpreted as having a clear mind and practicing mindfulness through breath and through meditation. While the focus of Saucha is on the physical, the result of practice of Saucha is mental and emotional. Through cleanliness and self-care, we typically find a sense of mindfulness and of acceptance. Iyengar states that the yogi looks upon his body as the rest house of his spirit and guards against overindulgence. While the excerpt is specifically discussing Saucha, we can also apply it to Bramachyra. Bramachyra is moderation, and in the statement focuses on the purity of the body and the mind through a lack of overindulgence or through moderation. The blessing of loving kindness. May I be happy, may I be peaceful, may I be free from suffering. May no harm come to me, may no problems come to me, may no difficulties come to me, may I always meet with success. May I have the wisdom, courage, and understanding to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties in life. May all of my family be happy, be peaceful, and be free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they have the wisdom, courage, and understanding to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties in life. May all of my friends be happy, be peaceful, and be free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they have the wisdom, courage, and understanding to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties in life. May all of my enemies be happy, be peaceful, and be free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they have the wisdom, courage, and understanding to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties in life. May all sentient beings, seen and unseen, born and to be born, be happy, be peaceful, and be free from suffering. May no harm come to them. May no problems come to them. May no difficulties come to them. May they always meet with success. May they have the wisdom, courage, and understanding to meet and overcome the inevitable difficulties in life.
This week we're working on what we call an energizing breath. So in week 1 of this series, we worked on a balanced breath. And when we mean by balance, we mean that our inhale was the same length as our exhale. In our second session, we worked on a relaxing breath. And the relaxing breath was a shorter inhale and a longer exhale. Well, we tried to get to a 3 and a 6, so a 1 to 2 ratio in our breath. Anything that would be a shorter inhale and a longer exhale will have the same relaxing property. In this session, we're going to work on the opposite. So we're going to work on increasing the inhale and keeping the exhale at basically a 3. We're going to start with a 3 and 3, and then we'll slowly increase the inhale. Now, for those of us who are smokers, this might be really difficult. The other thing that might happen while we're doing this is we might start to yawn, because the action is actually really similar to a yawn. What we're trying to do is we're trying to keep ourselves so that we can get a good amount of air in on that exhale, but a nice inhale, but nice and slow and even inhale. And then on the exhale, release all of that air that we've let out. So if you think about it, it's kind of like a yawn, where we inhale slowly and controlled, and then it all comes on our exhale. So you might end up starting to yawn as we do this. The idea is when we slowly bring all that air in, what we're doing is really energizing our system and waking it up. When we yawn, that's the purpose of the yawn. It's getting all of this air in so that we can feel balanced and we can feel a little bit more awake and energize our system. Often we also will yawn when we're thinking about something that might come up, like if we're nervous or if we're anticipating something kind of big that's going to go on in our future. So what I'm going to ask you to do is come to a fairly comfortable seat. We want to try to keep the spine nice and long and the crown of the head reaching up towards the sky. The shoulders can be rolled back very gently so that we're not really straining, but we're comfortable and the air can flow nice and easily up and down. You can be sitting in a chair or you can be sitting on the floor. I'm actually sitting on a meditation pillow right now because I find that to be rather comfortable. So we'll start with a nice even breath. We'll inhale with the belly, hold on to it for a moment, and then let it all go. One more time. Inhale deeply through the belly, hold on to it for a moment, and then let it go. Once again, inhale through the belly, hold on to it, and then gently let it go. And now we'll begin the breathing with a count. So we're going to inhale for a count of 3. Hold on to it, and exhale for a count of 3. Hold. Inhale for 3. Hold. Exhale for 3. Hold. Inhale for 3. Hold. Exhale for 3. Hold. Inhale for 3. Hold. Exhale for 3. One more time. Inhale for 3. Hold. Exhale for 3. Now we'll start our increasing. Inhale for 4. Hold. Exhale for 3. Hold. 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 Inhale for 4. Hold. Exhale for 3. We're going to increase the inhale. Inhale for 5. Hold. Exhale for 3. Hold. 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 Inhale for 5. 3. Hold. Inhale for 5. Hold. Exhale for 3. Hold. Inhale for 5. Hold. Exhale for 3. One more time. Inhale for 5. Hold. Exhale for 3. We're going to increase again. Inhale for 6. Hold. Exhale for 3. Hold. Inhale for 6. Hold. Exhale for 3. Hold. Inhale for 6. Hold. Exhale for 3. Hold. Inhale for 6. Hold. Exhale for 3. I'm going to start to decrease. Inhale for 5. Hold. Exhale for 3. Hold. Inhale for 5. Hold. Exhale for 3. Hold. Inhale for 5. Hold. Exhale for 3. Decreasing again. Inhale for 4. Hold. Exhale for 3. Hold. Inhale for 4. Hold. Exhale for 3. Hold. Inhale for 4. Hold. Exhale for 3. Decreasing again. Inhale for 3. Hold. Exhale for 3. Hold. Inhale for 3. Hold. Exhale for 3. Last time. Inhale for 3. Hold. Exhale for 3. So what was that like for you? Were you able to extend your inhale to take out the entire length of time that we were doing? Were you able to control that inhale so that it could be extended for the entire time and then release all of that air on the exhale? If it was difficult for you, then that's okay, because a lot of times this is a difficult thing for people to do. But reflect on what it was like for you and where you had the difficulties, if you did have some difficulties. If you didn't have any difficulties, then think about how this made you feel, what you noticed that changed inside your body as you completed this exercise of breathing.
Our bodywork exercise is going to be like a neck roll. It's called awareness or building curiosity, and it's adapted from the same exercise in the book Trauma Sensitive Yoga by David Emerson. In this exercise, what we're going to be doing is moving really slowly to start to kind of notice what's happening for us. The movement is going to be centered here in the neck, and we're going to start with the shoulders kind of rolled back. We want to try to keep them, there we go. We want to try to keep them slightly balanced and rolled back gently. We don't want them to be pulled all the way back. We don't want them to be leaning forward. We'd like them to be somewhere in the middle. So from here, keep your hands whatever you like. As you can see, my shoulders are not quite even these days. Another injury. Good old Bramachyra. So we want to try to keep the shoulders relatively straight and the crown of the head coming up towards the ceiling. So reaching the crown of the head towards the ceiling, shoulders are relatively straight. From here, we're going to drop the left ear towards the left shoulder. Left ear towards left shoulder. We're going to make this movement really purposeful and slow. Gently noticing what goes on, what happens. So if we happen to notice any pain or discomfort, always feel free to come back up. But if you like, just coming down and noticing what this feels like. Now, you may notice some sensations, you may notice something going on there. If you feel like you would like to add to that sensation, that you feel like you can handle a little bit more, I always invite people to take their left hand and place it on the right side of their head. Just kind of give it a little bit more. And then if you feel like you'd like a little bit more than that, you can always experiment with putting your hand on your shoulder. Right hand, right shoulder. And just noticing what happens when we do this. So if any of this provides you with any pain, you can always release and come out the teeniest bit. And always, whenever we do these exercises, listen to your body and let it tell you what it wants. So when you're ready, you can come on out. Now let's try that on the opposite side. So we can take the right ear and move it towards the right shoulder. Oops, wrong way. Right ear towards the right shoulder. Now we might notice that there's something very different about this side. It might feel a little bit different for us. We may be able to go maybe a little bit deeper, or the sensation might be very different. Again, we're going to make this a very slow and purposeful movement, and just really noticing what's going on inside our necks. So again, like the other side, if you want to add a little bit more to this, you can always take, oops, wrong hand. Yeah, I'm going this way today. Take the hand and place it on top of the head. Just gently allow a little bit of extra weight to go there. And then if we want to take even further, we can take the left hand and put it on the left shoulder, opening up that neck. Again, if you notice any pain or discomfort, feel free to come out or just take it to a different level. And as you're ready, you can release and gently come out. So now I'd like to add a little bit of movement to the breath, or breath to our movement rather. So what we're going to do is we're going to next go bring the chin to the chest. I'm going to stretch the back of the neck. So we're going to breathe in, and then on the exhale, slowly drop your chin towards your chest. You may notice some gentle or some more serious feelings. Again, like the two sides that we did, if you want to pull your head up a little bit because sensation is too much, then go ahead and do that. But if not, you can just bring chin towards the chest, shoulders are back. Notice I'm not rolling my shoulders forward. I'm just letting my chin come towards my chest. If you want a little bit of an increase on the sensation, feel free to clasp the hands behind the head. Don't forget to breathe in this, and if you are in any type of pain or discomfort, always come out. Listen to your body. Let it tell you what it wants. And then when we're ready, releasing the hands and slowly coming out. So again, going back to that idea of inhale up and exhale down, what we're going to do is we're going to start adding some movement and some breath together when we're doing our neck rolls. So the way I like to start this portion of it is inhale, exhale, bring the chin down to the chest. Inhale, bring it right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, roll down. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, come down. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, come down. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, come down. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, come down. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. Exhale, come down. Inhale, right ear, right shoulder. Exhale, come down. One more time. Inhale, left ear, left shoulder. And exhale, come down. And inhale, back up to center. So take a few moments to think about what that was like for you. Did you notice any pain or discomfort? Did you allow yourself to go maybe a little bit lighter to decrease the pain, or did you push yourself through the pain and maybe now are in a little bit more pain? Did you notice tightness that you didn't know was there? I know I just did this. I do this exercise all the time, and I noticed a lot of pain and tightness in my neck and in my shoulders that I wasn't aware of until I started doing that exercise. So just think about what that was like for you. And if you were unable to hear your own inner voice and stop yourself from causing maybe a little bit of pain and discomfort to yourself, maybe think a little bit about why. And if it was because you're having difficulty with moderation, not pushing yourself too hard, and being kind to yourself. Gently close your eyes. Keep your back straight, but relaxed. Allow the body to breathe. No forcing of your breath. Notice the body rising on the in-breath and falling on the out-breath. Allow the breath to assume its natural tides. Settle into this space for a short period of time. Then, whatever begins to pull your attention away from your breath, whether it be sounds, sensations, thoughts in your mind, emotions, feelings, or visions. Whatever begins to pull your attention away from your breath, whether it be sounds that you hear, whether it be sensations in your body, whether it be thoughts in your mind, whether they be emotions in your heart, whether they be feelings, either physical or emotional. Whether they be visions in your mind's eye, let each one go with "this too shall pass." This too shall pass. This too shall pass. As the mind drifts, bring yourself back to "this too shall pass." This too shall pass. 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 We are cultivating moment to moment awareness of whatever is. As you begin to notice your mind wandering, note it, acknowledge it, bless it, and then let it go with "this too shall pass." This too shall pass. As you notice your mind wandering, at that moment of awareness, note it, Acknowledge it, bless it, and let it go with this too shall pass. This too shall pass. As you notice your mind drifting away from the breath, at the moment of awareness, without any judgment, note it, acknowledge it, bless it, and then let it go with this too shall pass. 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 Now slowly bring yourself back into the room and back into your body. Blink your eyes open and return. Saucha means purity, and Bramachyra means moderation or self-restraint. If we practice ahimsa and satya, then purity will surely follow, as will self-restraint. Take a few moments to think about these concepts and then answer the following questions. In your mind, how are nonviolence, truthfulness, and purity related in the mental, physical, and emotional way? How do you feel these concepts are related to self-restraint in the same ways? If one of these elements was missing from your life, what would that look like? How would your life change if you were to practice all of these: self-compassion, self-truthfulness, purity of heart, mind and body, and self-restraint? How realistic is it for you to fix what's missing? Why? What do you feel is keeping you from making this correction in your life? What is one thing you can do for yourself that can help you overcome these obstacles? And there you have it, our third session on Saucha and Bramachyra, self-restraint and moderation and purity. I hope that you enjoyed this session and stick around for some more of these types of sessions. The next session will be focused on aparigraha, which is one of my favorite concepts in yoga philosophy, or detachment. And we'll be starting to move into body and breathwork exercises that incorporate a little bit more in the following episodes. I encourage you to take some time to really think about your experience and what this was like for you, rather than picking at maybe the little things that I didn't do so well because I'm not a very good video editor, and I'm not an actor, and I don't know how to do a lot of this stuff. Take some time though to really think about what your responses were, what it was like for you to engage in some of these exercises, and what maybe you can do differently if you ever tried it again. Think about what out of all of these exercises you might be able to incorporate into your day-to-day life, whether it be asking yourself some questions, whether it be a little bit more employing a little bit more moderation or self-restraint in your life, maybe eating a little bit better or taking care of yourself a little bit better. Whatever it might be, what can you incorporate from this lesson into your life? I hope you tune in again, and I hope you did enjoy this session of Maitri Group Therapy. And hopefully see you next time.